know, there's one event that really is the pinnacle of our season for Mark and I each and every year, and that's the Catch a Dream hunt that we're able to go on and share with the good folks down at Terra and Willow Point. And we look forward to it each and every year, and this year is really no different.
The moment Ty dropped the hammer on that beautiful Terra whitetail, it ended our season, and it ended it in a fitting fashion. Time to reflect, and more importantly, time to get ready for next season.
Just a little bit chilly this morning, 9 degrees. I'm leaving the studio, heading to the farms. Gonna establish about 20 new food plots today. It's the perfect time of the year. It's mid-February, as cold as it can be. Myself, John, Jared, we're gonna go look at some new timber. We're gonna go look at some new food plots, and we're gonna get our plans started right now for this coming fall.
Nice big rub. There's another one right there, and there's tracks all through here. You know, there's something about walking timber in the snow. It's mid-February right now, and you know, travel is travel, whether it's February or November. And snow just lays everything out like a road map. You can see exactly where the deer are traveling, and you can see all the sign as it's laid out in those spots that were a little too sensitive that you didn't want to go in and intrude upon during the rut. So it's always nice to get out here and walk and look and pick new stand spots. And literally, I think we just pushed those deer out of here. You know, the thing that snow also does is tells you if you're not in the right place. There's not a deer track within 300 yards of this set. And I hung it based on observed movement and really haven't hunted it that much. I think I'm gonna pull it and move it somewhere else. A lot better time to do this now than come July when it's 90 out. It's 20 degrees and it's warm. I love winter. Hate summer. Boy, there's a big rub right over there. Look at that rub. Rub is nice. I gotta go check this out. That is awesome. There's something about buck sign or anything that attaches you back to what you presume is a shooter that's exciting, regardless of when you see it. Whether that's wildlife eye, a trail camera picture, an actual sighting, a big scrape, a big track. But is there anything more exciting than a big rub? Even though it's February, another one right down the point.
Hello.
Hey, Jared. What's happening? Nice jacket. Spring training attire.
I'm ready to go. It's shed season. Hey, I have a couple big deer. I got Mark's bully deer that we killed in December, my net boon, and then the mule deer.
Can we look at them?
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's why I brought them by.
Good night. What a stud. What else you got in here?
Oh, Terry, we got all kinds of treasures today. This is really all I wanted today, Terry.
Now that's a buck.
Merry Christmas to me.
Man, those mounts just get you that much more revved up. Those horns are attached. Now it's time to go find some that aren't so attached. March is here. It's time for the annual shed hunt.
Well, it's exciting for us for February to pass because it's kind of a slow month. We have a lot of the trade shows that we hit, and March is really the month that we get excited about.
Generally, sometime around the 15th or the 20th of March is when we hold our annual shed hunt. By then, most of those sheds are on the ground. Now, how do you go out and find them? It's a numbers game. The more feet, the more eyeballs, the more people you have. Number one, the more chances you have of finding more sheds, but most importantly, the more fun it is when everybody gets together.
And Mark's is in the truck.
It's the way to shed hunt right here. Come on, guys, hunt 'em up. It's a trick Terry taught me years ago.
Well, it's always a big festive event, a gala event. We try and invite as many people as we can.
The hunting stores are flying wild, man. That shed hunt is one of the weekends that I look forward to each and every year. The numbers start to add up. The pile gets bigger and bigger. 20 or 30 guys shed hunting for 3 or 4 straight days. All of a sudden that pile gets higher and higher, and those pieces of the puzzle start to fall into place. Those sheds, where we found them, knowing who's still alive and just where he might be bedding, may help put us in the right position this coming fall.
You know, shed hunting's got a lot of positives. When you find the antlers off their head, that's a negative.
You know, you always want to see whether or not they made it through the season. You want to see the circumference and the tine length. You want to check the main beam length. You're always trying to figure out if and when you saw them throughout the season, if you were pretty accurate in judging that score. It's always fun to go out there and pick those sheds up. It's kind of like finding a needle in a haystack.
That shed hunt is a lot of fun, but it's also very important to the overall piece of the puzzle when it comes time to kill those deer this coming fall. You know, the shed hunt comes and goes, and then it's into turkey season. And from turkey season, everybody's looking for whatever excuse they can to get out and really span the gap of time between deer season. Our crew goes all over North America, whether it's for bears, elk, antelope, you name it. Everybody's doing what they can to stay in tune and stay outdoors, getting ready for next deer season.
It's been a fantastic year, but now it's whitetails that are truly upon us. It's right around the corner, and we're just beginning to get geared up.
You know you're going to see some activity because it has cooled down a little bit. We're in the 70s right now. It's been in the 90s, and when it cools down in the 70s, they come out a little bit later, but at least we've got daylight enough to see, and we've counted 13 bucks here this evening, and they're still pouring out.
He's a 10, ain't he? Yeah, I think so. He's a little better than what I thought.
Oh, those are pretty good deer right there.
Midsummer, starting to see some velvet bucks. Let's go get just a little bit hotter. Fly west out to the desert, out to Tucson. We're gonna visit our good friends out there at PSE. We met with Blake Shelby, our good friend from so many years ago back at Mossy Oak, and they approached us about a new project. The potential to do 2 things. Number 1, the Bow Madness television show, and number 2, a dream season bow with the Drury Outdoors mark. Something we could not resist, and we look forward to this relationship. The moment we walked through the door, we had smiles on our faces.
Inside their facility, they've got a state-of-the-art plant where all the engineers and all the good folks there at PSE gave us a tour of the factory.
Pete's office is down here, I believe he's in.
And what a day we had. We got to spend some time with Mr. PSE himself, Pete Shepley.
Come in, Pete.
Hey, young man.
Mark
How you
Taylor
doing?
here.
Good to see you, Pete.
Great.
How are you?
Hey, welcome. Welcome to PSE.
Thank you.
Good to have you guys.
Good to be back.
We're ready to have some fun.
Yeah, we've been hovering around, the industry's hovering around 290 to 310 for probably 10 years, you know. If you gain 3 feet per second a year, you're doing pretty good, and all of a sudden we're from 310 to almost 350.
So this
So it's
jump is
dramatic.
monumental, is it not?
Right.
I mean, it's monument within the archery
Light
world.
years.
When was the last time you had a jump of this percentage? You know, I mean,
Never has.
If there is one person in this industry that you would like to pick their brain and find out a little bit more about the archery equipment, that's Pete Shepley with PSE.
I think we need to be the performance leader, not in just the high-end bow, $850 bow, right now 800, you know, down into the, maybe even to the $400 bow to maybe.
Could you imagine?
Oh, could you imagine?
Maybe,
Could you
maybe a
imagine?
$400 bow shoots 315.
You're spot on with that.
It'd be pretty good.
This bow's going to be.
That's where
this is going to be a
everybody else is with their $800 bow.
That's right.
Let's see what we can do with some of our other manufacturing technologies to take our performance advantage that we have in the X-Force and bring it down to price points where we can then have a major impact on the market.
They're the largest bow manufacturer in the country, and with good reason. State-of-the-art technology, an engineering department that's second to none, and bow speeds that frankly none of us thought we would ever see. Accurate, strong, dependable, and fast. What a combination.
The fall is ahead of us. We're excited. I can't wait to get that bow in the hands and try it out.
You know, the dog days of summer come, and that's the time that we really get into the trail monitoring. August, dog days. It's hot as it can possibly be.
Right now, setting the camera up, I'm just checking to make sure that the lights come on and everything works on the camera. You know, because there's nothing worse than getting back there 2 weeks later and finding out that the camera wasn't functioning properly. You know, this time of the year, it's very hot. It's in the 90s, and a lot of those big deer, or mature deer, won't get up until after dark. So I've got 4 of the cameras set on daytime or nighttime. I've got 1 camera set on daytime only. So we'll see what kind of footage we end up getting.
Outside you're burning up, inside you're burning up for another reason. You want to see a velvet buck. You want to see that giant, get a glimpse of a deer that might come by this coming fall. Man, it is an awesome time to get out there, look for those velvet buck, and see some of the biggest bucks in your hunting area.
You know, there's a lot of activities you can do in the summer months, but there's only one thing that I know of that gets you more pumped up than NASCAR, and that's driving them.
Well, we're off. We got a beautiful sunrise here this morning. I feel speed just burning. Hit me with your best shot. That's a good song. Well, Willa did something out of the ordinary. It really wasn't out of the ordinary. It was gracious of her to give me a gift of the Richard Petty driving experience. We're out here in Kansas City. We're going over the Kansas City Motor Speedway and gonna do this driving experience. I don't need no race car. Yeah! Here's turn number 2. It's a Richard Petty. Cool. Well, you can smell the fumes. They've got the cars fired up. This is awesome. You can just smell the speed. One of the things they did here was they show you an instructional video before you get started, and then they give you a hot lap in a van. So the group gets to go in a van and take a lap around the track, give you a little bit of a feel, the pitch and the angle, and then how short those straightaways are. This ought to be fun. I'm really getting pumped here. Well, we're getting closer to the moment here. Now it's starting to get exciting. They'll be firing them up in a minute.
Terry Drury!
As the day progressed, you know, we got that car up to top speed. You know, you could feel the heat, the roar of the engine. It was loud inside. You're very limited to your movement because they got you strapped in there very tight, and the steering wheel's right up close. But buddy, we reached top speed, and my heart was pounding. I was gripping that steering wheel for everything I was worth. But that is an experience of a lifetime. It takes you several laps before, number one, you can get the feel of the accelerator to where you've got a constant and steady speed, and number two, trusting the car in the turns, because you feel like you're going so fast that you want to go up into the bank, and you just got to keep steering. It'll steer on around, but you're really trusting whoever set the car up. It's a pretty wild experience. I'd highly suggest it for everybody. What a rush. What a rush. It couldn't have been a better day. The kid's there to share it. All I can do is thank Willa for thinking of me. What a great birthday gift. I can't wait to do it again.
Well, we're heading to St. Louis on the way here. Got a life-changing event here today. I'm gonna have LASIK surgery and do away with the glasses, hopefully. I've literally had glasses since I was in first grade, and I'm kind of anxious, a little bit nervous. This upcoming fall is gonna be a lot of fun. I don't know, the first doe that walks by, it'll be curious to see, you know, the difference in looking at your pins on your archery tackle. So it'll be different this fall. It takes a little while for your eyes to adjust. So it's August the 8th here. I've got a little bit of time Missouri's opener isn't until September the 15th. So hopefully I'll be locked in or dialed in and ready to go.
I'm gonna give you your volume. Here's the water there. We've got 10 milligrams. There you go.
That's it?
That's it. That's just to keep you relaxed.
It's just like one too many cocktails.
Dad's got a little buzz on.
Here. Sit right in the chair there.
Sure. Total body lock. Scent blocker. New for 08.
So is this our team?
This is our team.
Looks good. Everybody tells us that the procedure is going to be quick, it's going to be easy, it's going to be simple, so I'm kind of fired up, looking forward to it. You know, having hunted with glasses all my life, being able to go into the timber this year or go afield this year without glasses is going to be quite a change. Because of the severity of my nearsightedness and then also the acute astigmatism, they said it would be 7 to 8 months until this thing really corrects. So fall bow season could be a little bit of a challenge.
That wasn't too hard.
It was not.
Thank you once again.
Welcome.
I certainly appreciate
I'm
this.
glad I could help.
Thank you once again.
Welcome.
This is awesome. All right, somebody lead. Well, that was different. You know, it didn't take very long and it was literally painless, but it's going to take a little while to adjust. I'd be curious to see how the outcome is. I'm off and running. Heading home. I'm going to go sleep. See you. Well, the months are quickly slipping by. It's already hot, you know, and this time of the year, you start thinking about a lot of things, but on our mind, the first thing we think about is getting those seeds in the ground.
It doesn't get much hotter. It's 100 degrees today. Heat warnings all over the Midwest. It's as hot as it gets, but I've got velvet bucks all over on the wildlife eyes, and I'm trying to set up a couple green fields to switch them from green beans to green fields for that early part of the Missouri season. We'll see if we can have some luck.
You know, things aren't too indifferent. We're going to be planting a lot of Clover Plus. You know, Biologic has got a lot of products that you can use. You know, we'll also get some fertilizer on. We'll check the pH, see if we need any more lime. This is the time of year that's fun for us. We really get to put the wheels in motion and see if these food plots are going to perform.
Wow, we did it. We've been crawling and trying to get up here on these bugs. These bales were put here for this reason. On a south wind, we can sneak in and watch it, whether it's deer season or August.
Well, here we go. We're heading into the timber. First hunt of the year for me, the very first hunt. A lot of changes this year, a bunch of changes. Number one, first and foremost, I've had my eyes worked on. I went ahead and had LASIK surgery about a month ago, a little over a month, and I'm still not 100%. They told me it'd take me about 7.5 months to heal. So the shooting is going to be pretty interesting this year, to say the least. Also, we're shooting PSE tackle this year, PSE archery equipment, and I'm extremely happy with the bow. But we're pretty excited about shooting PSE. So anyway, we're hoping for a good evening. We got overcast, clouds. They may not move at all. We don't know. We're going to try and set a green food source. It's we've got some Green Patch Plus planted here that we're going to go to.
Today's September the 16th. I missed opening day yesterday because I was in Chicago pulling for our buddy Jim Tomey. I got to see him hit number 499 home run. But we were trying to root him on and watch him hit number 500, but I didn't get to see it. We're here in a tree where I killed a buck last year on September the 20th. So almost a year, not quite. And we've got an overcast little front pushing through, low pressure. I don't know that we'll see much movement, but you never know. number one. We had been sitting here probably, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 minutes. And a big adult doe came in just the way they're supposed to. The reason that we sat here was because I've got some Great Patch Plus and some Outfitters Blend planted here. You can't hardly see it because they've been mauling it. And we haven't had a lot of rainfall. But she walked right down this chute just the way they're supposed to. It worked out perfect. Drilled her too, this new PSE. I am fired up. This boat shoots really, really well. If I could hit every one of them right there, I'd be a happy king.
Well, the first doe of the year. Here it is, September the 16th. And it feels really, really good, number one, to be shooting a PSE archery tackle this year. This bow is just absolutely incredible. It's the new Dream Season bow. Put a great shot on her, using their arrows, using everything about it, using all their equipment, and just had a perfect evening. Came in, set this little green field. There ain't much green left. They've been hogging it up. We've got a biologic field here next to the corn, and that worked out really well. First doe of the year. So now I got to get the vehicle in here. I already got a tag on her. I want to get a pickup in here and get her out of here. Great evening.
We're getting ready to head to Kansas. Our trip ain't starting the best. I was supposed to be at this place at 4:45, so we get loaded up, be on the road by 5, and there ain't a light in the house on, so I've been calling and calling and calling. And finally, I just got a hold of him, so hopefully get him. Time he gets out of bed and gets going here, we can be on the road before too long, get down to the beautiful state of Kansas. Bringing you a bunch of production for the next 3 more hours. Probably should.
Your forecast for today. We'll see a partly cloudy sky this afternoon with a high of 70.
Well, when Jason called me and told me he got that muzzleloader tag in this year, I knew it was going to be fun because we're 100% down Blue River Whitetails every year we've gotten one.
Yeah, this is going to be the 5th year for me down in Kansas, muzzleloader with the shotties at Blue River Whitetail, and you know, I'm sure we'll get into some good deer. Well, we're getting closer to our destination. You know, anymore it's like family come down here, shotties. Me and Eric have been coming here so long. We usually come about 3 times a year. And Mama, she likes to beat us home.
Look at that kid. He gets uglier every time I see him.
Okay, you can turn that thing off now.
Put shoulder pads on and I'll tackle you a little bit.
Are you dizzy? What's Grandpa doing?
Now we're gonna pull up some pictures for you.
Is that funny, girls? Be a nice guy today. Stop somebody from having a little accident there.
We ain't had much luck so far. We passed up a couple the first morning, but David's got 2 or 3 different nice bucks on camera here, cam tracker, so we're hoping we get lucky what comes our way, but the beans have really started to turn yellow. Let's see what happens.
You know, we sat there and passed the time and, you know, not really seeing much, and all of a sudden Eric hollered up, you know, big buck coming. I did not think it was going to happen this year, and I just smoked him. Nice big 9. I don't know, for some reason I just felt snake bit. I just didn't feel like it was gonna happen this year. And we were sitting here and all of a sudden Eric, for once, hollered, big buck coming. Deer come in straight on there for about 5 minutes and finally turned and I stopped him. I hit him just perfect. Yes. Big buck that booty. Give me some of that. Oh man, does that feel good. See you back on the board.
That's a dandy buck.
Yeah. There's the buck. Right here, frickin' 10 yards. You know, me and Eric always love to get down to Kansas, and you know, this year's no different. This is our 5th straight year down here in Hanover, Kansas, hunting with Dave and Lisa Shoddy of Blue River Whitetails, and the end result is always the same. We always end up with a good buck heading home to Minnesota with us, and you know, this year is no different. You know, we got out there tonight, you know, and had this buck come out about an hour before dark, came in, gave us a 25-yard shot, you know, and with the old trusty Omega, anything inside of 100, he's doomed. But 25 is bow shot material, and I could have been any happier. This deer coming to give us a heck of a show, and what a great result of a great hunt down here in Kansas.
Another year, brother.
Let's go.
Well, here we go again. It's another year. It's September. Going all the way out to an awesome place, a place where we had a lot of fun last year, Hadley Creek Outfitters.
And we're just gonna go up and try to film some deer tonight. We're gonna hook up with our main man, Scott, and we're gonna film some deer tonight and maybe tweak some stands tomorrow, hang some sets. And we are excited, to say the least. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Bye. Nothing like living on the edge, absolutely all the time. We've been going for 15 to 20 miles on zero. Number one, because there's no gas stations around here. Number two, because Stacy's waiting for us. We're gonna go put up some stands. I don't know exactly what they are, but they are waiting.
And number three, I bought gas last. Your turn.
But look, right here's gas station.
Well, as soon as we got to Hadley Creek Outfitters, Scott Bradshaw and Dave Plocker met up with us. And let me tell you something, man. Scott said he had something in the back of his truck he wanted to show us. And
unbelievable. I asked him if this was 10 years worth. He said it's this year.
What's gonna look good on that next mount I get?
Whatever. My deer? Eric's deer.
Hey, wait a minute, I can sell this real quick, guys. Which one do y'all want to take hunting? Start out with Chris, or you want to start out with me?
I want to start out with you, that way we can get one killed first.
Oh!
How's it going?
You look like you've been working. How you doing, boy?
Good.
Man, that was cool. We said last year Stacy does everything huge. Well, he ordered 35 of these blinds, and we're getting ready to go set a couple of them up, so they're pretty awesome looking.
The cool thing about these elevated box blinds was that Stacy wanted them so that they could utilize a lot of these large food plots that they have. And by that I mean they're plopping these things right out in these open food plots where the deer typically tend to go and they feel safer. And by doing this early on, he knew that these deer would get conditioned to them and be a whole lot better off come this fall. Well, after we spent some time putting these elevated box blinds out, we went out, and again, it was just a show of deer, deer after deer. Wherever we went, it was deer. You know, this place is literally, I mean, when you come out here in Pike County, it's a zoo.
September, rut's already started, Hadley. It's every road, isn't it? It really is. It's unbelievable. It just never ceases to amaze me. Hey, look at it.
I just got this bow yesterday at the Drury Outdoor annual meeting. I tell you, is this not sweet? My brand new PSE bow, professionally rigged by two of the top men in the country. I couldn't be more lucky. How about it?
We're good to go. Let's go shoot this thing.
This X-Force is awesome, and it generates such good and easy shootability. And with the groups in the parking lot that I produced, and right here at home in the practice range, this PSE is awesome. So I've got to thank the pro staff that rigged this bow and got me ready to go. What can I say? I'm ready. Wyoming, here I come. I think they're in big trouble out there. Gosh, we just got off the phone with good friend Kyle West out of Wyoming, and wouldn't you know it, had a bit of blue tongue out there. Kind of had a dry, stagnant latter part of the summer. Killed about 2/3 of the antelope herd and probably 1/3 of the deer herd. Not good news, but we're going anyway. We wouldn't miss this trip for anything. Welcome to the great state of Montana.
We've had a front come through. Got high pressure. It dropped about 20 degrees one morning and one evening, and then we're out of here, so. He was right here about 15 yards and I smoked him. Rage in the cage. What a deal. Those broadheads are lethal. And this PSE bow is like shooting a rocket ship. This year we've had blue tongue, hot weather, my water tower's taken down for surveillance. Couldn't scout like years always. It has just been a tough one. Gosh, Randy got a nice whitetail. It was too dark to film. I'd already put my camera up. You name it, it went wrong this year. But that right there is the reason why we come. The last day buck and a nice one. So couldn't be more happy. What a great time here in the big sky country of Montana. Let's find that arrow and let's go find my buck. Gosh, I thought it was a pass-through, but the arrow must still be in him. We saw him lay down right here. He got up and went on, so we went and pulled our stands, got the truck, give him about an hour, so should be done. Let's go check him out. He's right in that brush pile.
Gosh, last year on the Big Game 6, everywhere we went, 1 to 2 days we had deer or multiple deer done. And this year we worked really hard. This is day 8 of our Wyoming, Montana adventure. Deer have been staying really, really tight to food source, and that just doesn't give us an opportunity in our pine line draws like we like. Deer were slow to move today off the field. We had a cold front come through, dropped about 15 degrees in temperature, a little bit of high pressure. I've always said, nothing like weather, and weather did move the deer today. We saw a lot of nice whitetail. This bad boy came in, it was about 8:40, and I decided to take the shot. What a great time here in the beautiful state of Montana.
First night in the stand, just kill a beautiful mature doe right here. The plan worked perfect. They had destroyed this corn in the summer, so we came in and replaced it with trophy oats right here. Got rid of the corn, put a green field in. She fed out exactly where you want one, I mean in the roundhouse. That was sweet. What a way to start the season. Fun, fun. It's pretty nice. I just killed that doe. There's a nice 145, 150 inch 10 right behind us. Awesome night, awesome night. What a way to start the season. awesome.
I love bow hunting. It's so much fun. It adds so much challenge to the overall sport, getting that deer within your lethal range. And tonight, we had them within lethal range. Big mature doe. I'll get started right now. When the rains blew through, we're showered, we're dressed, we checked the weather. It looks awesome. It's not as cold as I'd like it. It's still 73 degrees, but that rain event should get them on their feet. It's October the 2nd. We'll see. We gotta go. We gotta pick up the trailer, get the bad boy loaded onto the trailer, head over to where we're hunting. Then we gotta take a boat, go north up the stream, because we got stuck trying to get it there earlier today in the rain, not on film. Cross the stream, come up, walk 300 yards to the south, and climb our blind. So it's gonna be a little bit of a turmoil, but I think worth the effort. We gotta come in the back door, otherwise you blow everything out of this spot. Access is so critical to this spot. We're gonna go the right way, not the easy way.
What we won't do to kill a deer.
This is gonna be interesting, dude. Barely.
Well, we just got in our blind after the trip through the Amazon. Holy cow. Hopefully it'll all be worth it. That was fun. We're in a little Ameristep ground blind. We'll see if we can get these deer off these beans onto this green field. Access is the key to this, but we made it without jumping one deer. Hopefully we'll see some. There's a deer coming right there. Oh, that's a giant.
On October 8th, Mark and I got together for an evening hunt. He gave me a phone call and said he had a plan to come over to his place.
I've been over here watching several bucks come out into a picked cornfield almost religiously on a west or a northwest wind.
Right under our stand. See the big one going in? Put a tree above it.
Wow. Got the stand and got the deer right under.
It's the 8th of October and we've been just biting at the bit to get in here, but we ain't had the wind that we needed to get in here.
It's a stand he's been watching bucks at all summer long. They've been coming out on a north wind. Every time he's up here and there's a northwesterly wind, they've been coming out. And this is the first opportunity we've had this year. Had the wind to hunt it. We got a storm front pushing through and it's cooling down. It's gonna cool down about 10 degrees from, it's 3 o'clock right now until about 7 o'clock this evening. It's supposed to cool down 10 degrees. We think they're gonna be on their feet, so we're gonna give it a shot. Mark gave me first opportunity to hunt this year because I filmed him killing one last year. So I'm up to bat and we're headed to a stand, first time in all year.
Well, I'm filming the 8-pointer, and he throws up his head and he starts peering back through the timber, and Dave and I know there's more deer on their way.
Me and Mark decided, we talked it over, we're gonna slip out. We're not even gonna look for blood, we're not even gonna look for anything. We're gonna slip out, wait and come back first thing in the morning. It's gonna be a long night. I'm hoping we find him right over there. We went in the timber, but we're gonna keep our fingers crossed. We probably won't sleep much tonight, but we'll see what happens in the morning.
We're gonna leave him for the night. There's a cold front coming through. I'm not really worried about the meat going bad on us or anything. Hopefully, shooting the Rage broadhead, we got penetration through that shoulder. Worst case scenario, it hit the front shoulder. Hopefully we get him. If not, it punched right through, hit the off shoulder. It's done one of the two, and he'll be dead right there. So we're gonna back out, and we're gonna wait till the morning, and we're gonna go back in.
Well, it was a long night for Mark and me. I don't think either one of us slept very much, but we're headed back. We're gonna track that deer. Hopefully we find him. We watched the video when we got back last night to his house, and it didn't look good, but hopefully we'll find him. Mark, look. There he is, man. Now he ain't got 60 yards, Mark. He is a lot bigger than what I thought he was. Look at him. Look at that, man. That's the way to start the season right there, bud. Well, Mark, he'd been watching these deer in this field all summer long coming out. So he took it to the next level and was paying attention to which winds they were actually showing up out there in this field on. And it was a northwest wind. That every time there was a northwest wind and he had a chance to get up here and scout, he'd see bucks out in this field. So October 8th, we got the wind we needed. We got in here, and man, these bucks did what he watched all summer long. And this is what we got to show for it, and he is a dandy. And we couldn't be any happier. I mean, this is the way we wanted to start our season. And this is an awesome deer to start the season with.
Man, give a guy first opportunity to shoot a buck. What kind of thanks do I get? I get to drag him out. Yeah, always picking on the big dumb kid.
I really like hunting with you. You let me kill your deer and then you drag them out for me. You're gonna gut him too, right?
Yeah, that's me.
She's got a pill for stupidity back here.
Okay, Mark, what'd you do?
We were working on a blind, and I stepped into the door like a trap door and fell 10 feet down through all the braces and wrenched up my arm, and my knee's hurting a little bit. My back's jacked up.
Okay, go ahead and just take off your shirt.
I mean, if you got to take the leg, just do what you got to do.
We're working on a box blind down at the Boomerang Bottom Field, one for Taylor that I'm excited to get her in this fall. Myself, John, and Josh are all putting this blind in. I'm getting rid of some screws that had come down through the top, and I was looking up, okay, but the door to get up into the thing is through the floor. So I'm looking up, I just stepped through the dang gum thing.
Yeah.
Down I go, scrape my arm, you know, scrape my back, braided. I haven't even seen it yet, they just tell me that. I don't know if I hit my knee or what I did, but it's hurting a little bit.
Because you came down on it. So some swelling in there, and it's gonna feel painful.
We're gonna do something precautionary. I'm hoping that it's a deep bruise. I hope the heck it is not something where I can't climb. brilliant. I feel like I'm 50. I feel like I'm Terry's age. It has started raining this morning at 10. It's still raining now. I mean, it's nasty out there. They're talking about the potential of thunderstorms and tornadoes and stuff October the 17th. And we got a little rain out. This fall was so rainy. I mean, it rained and rained and rained and rained. Those heavy rains subdue the deer movement at times, but look out when they stop, those deer are gonna get up and they're gonna move.
I haven't been in this set since November the 6th of last year. We'll see if they get up and move. We may not see anything, then again, we may see the one we're looking for. We'll find out. Rained all night. We're down here in a spot that takes a lot of effort to get to. But boy, when you're here, you sure gotta like it. It feels good. You see that little point of willows? Yeah, up there. You can see his antlers. That buck originally bedded at 8:15. It's now 10:15. He's been bedded 2 hours. I have a doctor's appointment today at 1:45 that I've got to get to because of my leg. It's now after 12. I've got to get to the doctor. He's still bedded there. It's misty. It's raining. It's nasty. I don't want to leave. Three things. One, I think he's gonna stay there till this evening, I hope. Two, I gotta get to the doctor. And three, we're hungry. Slide down, get out of there, go eat, go to the doctor, come back. We missed about 3 hours. Let's climb back up. Is he still there? We hope so. The rains have set in. It's nasty, it's windy, and we're going back to our bedded buck, rain or not. It's supposed to rain all night. We're gonna grin and bear it, keep the camera protected, keep ourselves protected. We gotta know. We gotta know whether he's still there, and if he is, we gotta know if he's gonna get up before dark. We're back, and he's closer. I can't believe it. We got in here, it's pouring rain, and he moved our way while we were gone. I'm nervous because we got about 2.5 hours with this rain. Hopefully he'll get up and move towards us, towards these beans. Well, I think that was just the prelude. He bedded back down. We're going to be here a little bit. I have good confidence he's going to come this way tonight because we got beans and biologic out the wazoo behind us. I'm hoping so. Finally, 10 till 6, gets up out of his bed. All he's got to do is walk like 60 yards to me, and I'm going to have a perfect shot at him. And you guessed it, walks the other way. Time to growl, time to rattle. He's up and he came up on this hillside. He's coming down this edge. Out of here. He's slipping on up the draw. That was close. All this time, all day, all the rain,
I had him there, 30 yards. Broadside, just plain as you could ever want one. But the view for the camera was bad. The tree was in the way. So I let down. He instinctively gets out of here because he don't see the deer he should. October the 18th. Too good to be true, obviously. We had him.
Time to go back, watch the footage, get ready for tomorrow morning, October the 19th.
And this rain is finally through. It's out of here. I see stars. Can't tell you how happy I am about that. Going to a pretty spot this morning. We'll see if we can have some luck.
There's 2 scrapes. One here, one there. Oh, sure. Bingo! After all we went through yesterday, we sat there for 8 hours enduring the rain, getting pounded in the face. And we come in here this morning and it takes 10 minutes. You gotta love this sport. You gotta love it. He came in just as pretty as you please. I mean, we're sitting here, just got ready. We're at first light, first time in this set. And we just smoked a giant. Yeah, baby. All day yesterday, 10 minutes today. It's over, down for the count. What are your thoughts right now, big boy? Tell me how long you've been on the job.
That's my 3rd hunt with Mark. The fact that he trusts me with the camera behind him, especially after yesterday, but we got him this time. We got him.
Good job. We had a long day yesterday, Hoyer, and he's one of the few that proud of the Marines. He's been through a lot in his life. 2 tours of duty in Iraq. And then first day we go out, it's like boot camp for film school. We sit in the rain for 8 hours, and at the end of the day, I'm like, man, what a long day. He's like, dude, this is nothing. He's like, this is nothing. I lived in the rain for 3 months at boot camp, climbing up mountains and stuff, and puts things in perspective of everything that he's gone through and what everyone in the armed services goes through so we can do what we do. So thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you laying that kill down. That was awesome. You get in here and there's 2 fresh scrapes right under you. The feelings you have, you think, man, what if a buck came through and worked on? He did. Finally. Talk about some contrasting hunts. I got a surprise right there. And a couple contrasting days. Yesterday, we literally sat and got pounded for 8 hours in the rain, just boom, boom, boom. Had that giant right out in front of us, and we just couldn't move. Today, we weren't in the stand 10 minutes, and this guy comes walking in. And he came slipping through like he had read the script this morning. And the weather, of course, finally broke. The sun's shining today, and we have a beautiful day here on October the 19th, and man, I couldn't be happier. What a great hunt. And I think it's a better prescription than the celebration because my leg feels so much better. What a great buck and what a great hunt. 2 great hunts. But I like the results of this one a little bit better. Fantastic.
Well, I've had a long and exciting and even sometimes frustrating relationship with this deer. My first encounter with this deer was in 2002. He was a 3.5-year-old, and I passed on him, and I just knew that he was going to be something. Then in 2003, as a 4-year-old, I get several trail map pictures of him, and he'd blown up. I sent that picture into a contest Deer and Deer Hunting was having, and wouldn't you believe it, I won the best action photo. I nicknamed this deer Dozer because I told my brother that his rack was so wide he'd look like a bulldozer coming through the woods. Then the summer of 2005, he starts popping up all over the wildlife eye. After finding him with the wildlife eye, I decided to go to the field and film him myself. Going into 2007, I knew he'd be 8.5 this year. I was really worried if he was even still alive. We're getting ready to go in. My dad gave me a call, and my brother both gave me a call, saying they've been seeing a big buck, literally right here on the side of the cow pasture, coming into this old silage field that Dad has that they put winter wheat in now. So anyway, we're gonna go in here and see what happens.
We're right on the pasture. There's cows and dogs and everything right here, so we're not certain how this is gonna go, but I mean, we've got 2 different people seeing the same buck in 2 separate days in a row, so I'm hoping that he's on a doe that's not quite in heat yet and he's still with her. That's my thoughts on it, so we'll see what happens.
Oh my God, I just nailed Dozer. I just nailed Dozer. He's 8 now. That is an 8.5-year-old buck. I have pictures. I got sheds from him. That is a deer I know so well. When he came, oh my God. Dave, that's Dozer. That's unbelievable. Oh my God. I have dreamed of that deer for years.
You smoked it too, man.
October 25th. I love my dad. He told me I seen a giant buck here last night chasing does all over. That's Dozer. This deer I've known actually longer than my 5-year-old son. It's left me nearly speechless. He came in chasing a doe. It's October 25th. My brother gave me a call yesterday, said, hey, our neighbor seen a great big buck chasing a doe in a field right by my dad's house, our dad's house. And my dad called me today and said last night he seen a great big buck chasing a doe by the same spot. So I called Dave, said, hey, we're gonna go in, we're gonna hang and hunt right on this inside corner. I know where these does have been coming out, and this deer came in at 5 o'clock chasing a doe, came right in, did exactly what you want him to do, and exactly what I've been trying to get him to do for years. This guy's gave me humble pie year in and year out, and today it worked. I don't know what else to say. This is the biggest deer I've ever shot, and I can't tell you how tickled I am.
The days are starting to click by. You know, September has gone and October's here. The good part about October, a lot of times you'll see those big bucks start to get on their feet.
We had a great morning this morning. We saw quite a few deer. For a change, we saw more bucks than does. been seeing a few shooters. It's just getting started. Today's October the 25th or 6th or something. The days are starting to run together for me. But it's just really starting to happen. We're starting to see big adult deer, mature deer that are not necessarily tending does, but they're following does that they know are about ready to pop. So we'll see what we see. We're going to a biologic field here tonight, just on the edge of it's on the inside corner, just on the edge of a cornfield that looks really, really good.
Boy, after you've sat there for so many days, one day right after another, and you haven't had any luck, it takes but just one encounter to get your blood pumping. We had a beautiful 3.5-year-old buck heading straight for the tree. You know, really literally just comes within, you know, close proximity, really chip shot for a bow range. He's a pretty deer, just not quite what we're looking for, not yet.
If that's any indication how the evening's gonna be, I'm fired up. That's a beautiful 3-year-old, just a gorgeous deer. But we're gonna give him the old pass for tonight. I'm not into shooting 3-year-olds, but he's gonna be a Jim Dandy next year. Give him another year, he'll be quite a deer. These poor does, boy, they've been getting dogged here a lot over the last day or so. So they're a little bit leery, afraid to move. I'd sure like to kill a deer here tonight. Small deer close. We got another 1.5 years on the field. Several does are starting to spill out. We had that 3-year-old under us a while ago. There's a big front starting to move in. There's clouds rolling. It's starting to get windy. It's a little sprinkle. This could shape up into a nice evening. Perfect rutting.
Well, here it is. We're nearing the end of October, and we finally get to see a big shooter. Can we close the deal?
We got a Jim Dandy on the field. I'm not sure, but I think it's the buck that Matt Drury passed with his gun last year. He nicknamed him Prince. I think that's him.
He's an absolute giant. This is a buck that my son Matt had passed, and we thought, well, if we let him grow one more year, he'll be an absolute stud, and he is.
broadside here at 25 yards. The one that went into the car, but he didn't follow it. There you go. I couldn't shoot through the camera guy in the tree.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to put the shot on him. He was on the wrong side of the tree. Had I been a right-hander, I might have been able to lean around it, but unfortunately as a lefty, just couldn't get the shot off. So, you know, he walked off, he wasn't scared, he tried a little bit, but he got with the doe, and maybe we'll have an encounter with him again later in the season. I'm hoping anyway.
My name is Sergeant Major Glenn Simpson. I'm the Operations Sergeant Major of 5th Squadron, 15th United States Cavalry, stationed at Fort Knox, Kentucky. I'm a 23-year active veteran, and I'm a whitetail fanatic. I can vividly remember the day that Mark called me, asking me if I wanted to come on board as a Drury Outdoor team member. I had to think about it for a mere second, but I took Mark up on his offer. So I quickly picked up my camo book, looked at the top of the list, and found the name of Command Sergeant Major Kenneth Bartow, a Sergeant Major Academy buddy of mine.
Hi, my name's Ken Bartow. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm currently stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado. I'm in the United States Army. I'm a Command Sergeant Major of the 409th BSB, 2nd Brigade Warhorse, 4th ID. I've been in the military for 21 years. I serve as the Battalion Command Sergeant Major in charge of roughly 1,100 soldiers.
Ken and I have been serving our country for a combined total of over 40 plus years. And some days you work 16-hour days, some days you work 72 hours straight just to be able to do what we do. Ken would be flying into St. Louis, so logistics had to be worked out with that, with picking him up and then crossing over into Illinois to my dad's house. I got up real early, I packed up the truck, kissed my grandson and my wife and daughter goodbye, and it was off to Illinois. Well, before you knew it, I was through Illinois, crossed over the river into Missouri at St. Louis, and it wasn't long before I was at the airport to pick up Ken.
Making me nervous. I don't know if my bow's in here.
I got to the baggage claim just about the time Ken had just got there. However, he was looking for his most important bag, and that was his bow. Unfortunately, the bow did not come in on that flight, so Ken and I went to the baggage claim office and checked with the claim officer to find out what the status of Ken's bow was.
This is my bag.
And we found out that it would be on a later flight, coming in at about an hour and a half. Fortunately, his bow did come in on the very next flight, and we were ecstatic about that.
Now we can go hunt.
So we're off to the land of the giants. We're going to cross into Illinois and route to Dad's house. Well, it worked out really good. We did arrive to Dad's house early enough to where Ken could get his bow out and make sure it was still on, and it was hitting right on the money.
I started bow hunting in 1992, about 15 years ago, and it started as just a small hobby. Didn't know how I'd like it, and it became a passion of mine. And I tell you, it's my outlet from the everyday hassles that I have in the military.
Well, morning's the 5th of November. We're hunting Central Illinois. We're driving out to our spot out here close to Glenn's house. And we've been seeing this buck working the bottom. We've seen a lot of bucks working this bottom, and we have had a couple encounters with the same buck, so I'm hoping this morning we can close that gap.
Got into the stand early, and around 06:30 in the morning, I'd spotted some movement on the thicket.
It looks like that 11 point we seen earlier. He's got real tall ties. We'll shoot that buck if we get enough light. Well, folks, it's the 5th of November. We came in the stand early this morning. We are in Central Illinois. We've been seeing this same buck that I just shot several times in this holler. We knew we could kill him. He came in this morning off this hill, walked the edge. Everything worked out. He crossed in front of us, and he's down up there, so it won't be that bad of a tracking job.
Safety first. He's standing right here, 40 yards. Here he is. Man, that's weird how his brow tine, I've never seen that before, curled down on him. It's the 5th of November. I shot this buck around 6:30 this morning, and I'll tell you, this scent blocker really works because he was directly downwind of us, didn't smell us at all. Moved his way down to the bottom, come through the creek bottom where we were at, right at 40 yards, and I put it on him.
This gasoline's cheap. It's only $2.89. See if I can get a little bit on my hands. I at least don't have my boots on. Not yet, anyway. And we're off to the races. Well, I felt as though I left my bad luck in Missouri. I was having some really, really tough times there in Missouri. Thought that maybe Iowa could change my luck. Time to head to the staging locust. This was a tree that wasn't really a guarantee, but Mark said it was as close to a guarantee as we were going to get. Well, as luck would have it, on the way in, what do we see within maybe 60 yards of where we were hung, but another hunter in a tree stand? Just right across the fence, another hunter kind of staring at us eyeball to eyeball. Wasn't just exactly my idea of a perfect hunt. So we elected to head back to the truck, head to another particular area. Mark had several. He knew they were all good. We were willing to get on to another spot.
No comment. No comment.
That didn't work either. The wind was wrong. It wasn't going to work out for us. We got there. You know, things just didn't turn out right at all. All of a sudden, it looked like Iowa was going to be a little bit of bad luck as well.
We don't know what we're doing. We don't know where we're at. We don't know how to do it. But we will get her done if we ever get there.
Well, we went to a particular ground blind on a piece that I called it the Jack Russell.
We're having a great day. I'm just trying to think what else could go wrong. I can't think of what else could possibly. Well, we started out this morning. We went to our spot, and there was a hunter, another hunter, on his side. He was perfectly legal where he was at. So I didn't want to sit there looking at him eyeball to eyeball all morning. So we left there, went to another spot. Wind was wrong for that spot, couldn't sit there. Came to this spot, ground blind was blown over. We got 40-mile-an-hour winds gusting. Went to put my bow, knock an arrow, and my wrist strap is broke for some reason. I don't know. But I'm having a bad, bad day.
Well, today will be a better day.
All right, November the 6th, we decided to go to a new spot that we had hung and one that I was extremely excited about.
Some things just never change, like your luck. We've had some pretty bad luck the last couple days, and our luck continues. We just hung this spot a couple weeks ago, and we appropriately named this spot the horse of another color. Well, there's just one of the horses of another color right there, standing right where we expect the deer to come from. We'll see.
Well, I don't know why we thought the 6th would be any different than the 5th.
No comment.
You know, typically it's dogs that really give us a lot of trouble in my farm there in Missouri, but here in Iowa, it looked like it was going to be horses. Horses' tails, horses' heads, horses whinnying, horses walking, horses running. It was not good.
I really don't know how much of this I can take. I'm a very patient individual, but my patience is wearing very, very thin. I think it's time to head to Missouri. Iowa's not been very good to me.
You know, people sit there and watch the videos and they see big deer being harvested with regularity. It just doesn't work like that.
I can't take any more. I just can't. He's gonna be around here all day. I'm out of here.
truthfully. Now, am I jinxed this season?
You know, what a great season so far. Started off our season out west, out in Washington State, and Dave harvested a gorgeous, fully mature 150-inch buck in velvet. Then we went to New Mexico, and I was able to harvest my first bull elk with a bow with my brand new PSE. Then we came back to Iowa and filmed our wives harvest the biggest bucks of their lives. It's sweet November. Dave and I are ready to hit the deer woods for the next 11 days. We have our PSEs in hand, and we're ready to go.
Well, we're here in Pike County, Illinois. It's sweet November, so we're in a good spot. I hope as the weather warms up, so does the deer action. We've only seen a few does so far this morning, but you never know when that shooter will show up.
We spent the first 4 days in Illinois. We hunted as hard as we've ever hunted all day, from first light till dark, and we hadn't seen a single shooter. You know, we decided to do something, let's change our luck, let's come back to Iowa.
You know, John and I, we've had some tough luck, so we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna get it a little aggressive. Today we're heading into a stand that is set for north to northeast. We're hunting with the northwest. Well, this afternoon's hunt, we're heading to a farm that we know very well. We've got a set hung in there, we've never hunted it. We're gonna try it. It should be a great staging area for deer before they go into a cornfield that has a couple biologic strips into it. So we'll see what happens, but I think that's the plan for this afternoon.
Do you think we're gonna have some luck today?
Probably not, but we'll try.
I mean, it's been good so far. We've hunted 6 days and haven't seen shooters.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, our wind's pretty good. We hung this set. Never hunted it. We ultimately would like a north to northeast. It's a northwest today, but it's time to get aggressive. Most of our movement should come from basically the south anyway. We should be fine. It's cold, windy today. The weather is actually supposed to calm down right by evening. I think movement the last couple of days have been suppressed because of the wind. I'm thinking good things are going to happen tonight. It's just everything's right. We have a destination corn fruit plot right out here that we know deer have been frequenting. It looks all good, and obviously the first time in, there's something special about the first time in the stand. And this is our first time ever in the stand, so we're pretty excited.
So John and I are in the stand. We're seeing, does come through. They're drinking at the pond. They're coming right by. We have little doe fawn and button buck right underneath us, and one of them beds up for a while. So, the movement's good. It's kind of what we thought it would be, just kind of mingling through this little staging area.
Well, we've got Woody the woodpecker, a year and a half, and a doe all within 25 yards. And we got 4 hours before dark, so hopefully the movement just keeps picking up as it gets later.
So we're sitting there and, time was passing by, and again, it had been 6 days, we hadn't seen a single shooter.
And all of a sudden I looked to my left, and there he was.
Smoked him. That's a short rack 10-pointers, 4.5-year-old. We've seen him for at least 2 years, and we've aged him, and he isn't gonna get any better now.
2 for 2 with the PSE.
Yep. That's the first shooter buck that John and I have seen in like 7 days of hunting, and he's directly downwind. I mean, 100% downwind. And thank God for scent blocker. He knew something wasn't right, but scent blocker covers it enough. I didn't think he was gonna come any further, so I had to make a decision. And he was 37.5 yards. I ranged him, and I just smoked him. Yeah.
You know, that is awesome. That's what we are out there for. That's what all the 6 days struggles, you know, all the challenges that we've overcome this season, you know, that moment right there in time when I saw my arrow hit its mark, that's what it's all about right there.
You know, what a thrill. Sweet November, you know, we call it that for a reason. Every year, Dave and I look forward to that time of year to be in the stand. You know, we've had some great luck historically, and this year was no different. First day in the stand in November in Iowa, big buck down.
Oh, well, here he is. He's an awesome buck to be standing over. John and I kind of rolled the dice. We hung the set a year ago, never hunted it last year at all. It's set for north to northeast wind, and we hunted it on a northwest. And we knew we were gambling a little bit, but we scent blockered up head to foot as we always do. And when I saw him there, he was directly, I mean, it couldn't have been more downwind. But that's what scent blocker gives you, just that little added protection, sometimes a lot of added protection. He wasn't sure he smelled for sure anything, but I wasn't about to try to let him run away. So I ranged him with my Nikon. He was 37.5. I put the PSC on him and it found its mark. Rage did its job and I couldn't be happier. You know, just what an awesome buck. When you're finally over top of him, it all is worth it. And I can tell you it's all worth it right now. What an awesome deer.
It's the 5th day on our hunt here at Hadley Creek. We just climbed up the stand, just got tied in, fixing to put our scent blocker on. Today we decided to change things up. Richard's gonna film and I'm gonna hunt, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, you know, our hunt began when Rich and I met at the airport in Houston. Well, Rich and I just arrived in St. Louis. We're on our way to Pike County, Illinois, and I can tell you, for a couple of Texans, we're excited about it and starting our road trip now.
We got a 2-hour drive, I believe. Here we come, Milltown. Illinois, baby.
We decided to let Rich hunt first. You know, he was up to bat, and I was behind the camera, and we both climbed up in the stand that morning, full of anticipation and ready to go.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not too fond of heights, but I'm gonna stick it out.
One thing I wasn't ready for was climbing up a tree 25 to 30 feet.
Rich's first time at a tree stand, and I'd have to say my hat's off to him. You know, we're 25 feet up in the air and the wind's blowing 25 miles an hour. It can make you a little white-knuckled.
I'm sure once I get used to it, there's been a lot of bucks in this area, so I'll get settled in. Hope for the best.
You know, after 3.5 days of hunting hard, hunting all day in the field.
First morning, second day, second evening, 4th day. We hadn't had much luck. We've seen a bunch of deer, but no shooters. And the shooters we have seen have been too far and just flash, so maybe we'll get a bruiser. Looks like a perfect morning. I'm so excited about it. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. A little tired, but still pumped up. Maybe we'll get old Big Daddy today. That looked like a shooter. Just couldn't get his attention. He was chasing some does up here on the ridge. That close.
Finally, at 11:30, I heard something crackle, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this guy coming.
Yes! My first Illinois whitetail, day 5. We have been out here all day long, 5 days in a row, and we finally got the job done on a beautiful 10-point buck.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that. That is a nice 10-point buck. He came in here 20 yards, gave me a perfect broadside shot. We smoked him. I saw him go down over there. Day 5, my first Illinois buck, my first northern buck at all. Midwest buck, as far as that goes at all. Baby. Well, we know where he's at. Watched him fall. My cameraman would have been any good, he'd got him too. But he was all white-knuckled up there hanging on. He's scared to make that turn. There he is. Let's go get our hands on him. You know, I'm just so excited to have the opportunity to come to Hadley Creek. It's our first time in the Midwest. It's Rich's first time up a tree 30 feet, and I'll tell you, it's just been a blast. We've seen a lot of good deer, and finally this morning this buck comes out and gives us a perfect 20-yard shot. I'm so excited to have my first Illinois buck on the ground. What an awesome deer.
Well, the 7th slipped on through. Time for November the 8th. And typically, historically, in years past, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th have always been good there in the state of Iowa. Still, with the governor's tag in my pocket, I felt as though I had an obligation to fill, trying to tell the consumer what the state of Iowa really has to offer.
The old luck continues. It's a really, really nice deer. Well, I thought he'd walk on down the trail, but he stood there for a little while, so I grunted at him 2 or 3 times, just real light. He caught me drawing. Wind's perfect. Sun's at our back. Would have been in his eyes, but he saw me draw. Good deer, too. I've been snake bit here. As usual. I guess it wouldn't be normal if I wasn't snake bit during the deer season. Man, I've had horses under my tree stands. We had a windstorm that we were trying to hunt in a ground blind. Ground blind blew over. I've just been really bad luck.
what can I say? My luck is continuing. You know, everything was working out great. Grunted him literally within bow range there, trying to get it full draw. He caught me moving, caught me trying to come to full draw, had him on alert, and he boogied out of there. It looked like the bad luck was continuing.
Today is a special day because it's my last day in my 20s. Whether we kill one or not, it's gonna be fun. Got my brother behind the camera. We're going to my farm in Iowa. Last day to be 29, I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be a beautiful sunrise in the 20s, warming up to about 40, 45 today, northeast wind, which we rarely get. Just gonna take it all in and enjoy the day.
Justin and I have tickets to the parade. $5, 3 1/2-year-olds, a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old walk right past us through our wind, which is pretty cool. But a lot of guys, Justin maybe included, would think I'm crazy for passing those deer. I've only got 200 acres here and I'm committed to managing this place. And I think in 2 or 3 years, those 2 deer are gonna stay here. I'm not gonna shoot them. And maybe they're my giants in 2 or 3 years. The thing I do is try to shoot all the does, particularly the ones with button bucks. Therefore, you see the 1 1/2-year-olds, lay off the 2 and 3-year-olds, and you're always gonna have a supply of 4-year-olds.
I'm gonna eat a freshly made peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Freshly made 3 days ago, that is. We haven't seen a deer since 7:30. But we're gonna stay here till noon just because.
Yep.
How do you do that any differently? I'm back as far as I can on this stand. I'm in a tree I call tight quarters, but it's the tree. 2 years in a row I called a giant to the base of the tree. I've never seen that done before, and I don't know how I'm doing it or what I'm basically doing right/wrong. But I'm not gonna shoot one in the spine. I just won't do it. It's not an ethical shot. Big shooter, upwind, drool's hanging out of his mouth. He comes straight there, no angle, no angle, no angle, and the only angle he gave me is right there. But I got my mare step in the way. That's what happens when you're filming. What can go wrong will go wrong, and generally at the worst possible time. It seems like I'm living Murphy's Law.
Yes, we have sheds from last year, but no wildlife eye, no velvet scouting this year. Justin and I are gonna spend the rest of our vacation trying to stay on this deer. The days come and go, and basically the only thing Justin and I are enjoying is a few deer here and there and a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Delicious.
Well, the 5th of November, the northwest winds ushered in, and it was a prime wind to hunt that stand. Ken took a good quality deer, and it was my turn. The night of the 9th, we checked the weather channel, and the winds were going to be out of the north at 2 to 3 miles an hour, switching to northwest somewhere around mid-morning. And right then and there, I knew what stand I was going to.
It's the 10th of November. Temperatures are about 24 degrees. We had a heavy frost this morning. We're back in Old Faithful in central Illinois. Right there he is, right there. There's another one behind him. Way beyond my shooting range. He's locked on her big time. That's a solid deer right there. The only thing we can do is hope that she comes down by us. It's that big 8-pointer. I might shoot him. It's that big 8-pointer you passed. You want him? Meh. You want him? You gotta love this stuff, man. You've got to love it. We had a great encounter with an awesome 150 class. I cracked the horns just to see if I could get him to pull in, and boom, here comes an 8-point, probably mid 140s. I think we had an encounter with this buck early October. Whew, you gotta love it. November the 10th, Menard County, Central Illinois. You can't beat it. Give me some there, buddy. Awesome buck. You know, here he is. You know, we pulled him up on top of the hill up here to get good camera light. You know, it's 10 November and it's rocking here in central Illinois. You know, Ken and I have been hunting hard for the past, 12 days to try to get on these bucks. Ken harvested a nice buck, a few days ago. And we've been in and out of this stand when the wind's right. We had a real good quality, probably mid 150s buck, but he was locked down on a doe.
We tried to, you know, get him to rattle in, and it just wouldn't work. He wouldn't come off of her. You know, so, you know, about 30 minutes later, we decided to go ahead and get another rattling sequence in, hit that old mad call, and boy, boom, right on a rope, he came to us. I mean, he was grunting, come into 15 yards. I smacked him with that Rage broadhead with that PSE X-Force bow, just zipped right through him. He didn't know what hit him. He went about 30 yards up on top of this hill and just fell backwards. And it wouldn't be, and I would be remiss if I did not throw a quick shout out to all those folks that serve in our armed forces. Because of those men and women that have served, both previous and past, we get to do what we truly love to do, and that's this great sport of bow hunting.
Seems just like yesterday I started. Actually, in reality, it was 59 days ago. Started on September the 15th. Today's November the 14th. I don't know how many days there are, but it's close to 60 at any rate. Hopefully, when this cloud cover clears out and we get some high pressure behind it, maybe they'll get up on their feet and move. Got done saying that maybe when these clouds roll out, that these deer would get up on their feet. And here we are. We've already seen 2 bucks just in a matter of a couple of minutes. We're gonna keep our eyes peeled. Maybe we'll get a shooter within bow range here. Right here. Big deer. I don't know. Well, that's another big shooter. It amazes me, it blows my mind. The difficulty I've had trying to get a shooter within bow range. That was perfect. He was straight upwind, coming right at us. Just didn't work.
All right, afternoon of the 14th. As soon as we climbed up, there were deer on the field, a few does, 4 or 5 does, and there was a shooter right with them. We were able to get a pretty good look at this particular deer. He was with them, kind of milling around for a little while, and then decided to bed down right off the edge of the beans. The buck didn't move very much. He had a doe bedded with him right close to the bean field, and we elected to pass that evening. There wasn't much we could do about it, and thought we'd tackle it maybe the next morning. Well, at first light, you know, light just barely starting to crack, we catch glimpses of a 3-year-old 10-point that walked on through, and it was a beautiful deer. It wasn't a deer that we were wanting to harvest, but it was a nice encounter. You know, you never expect to see that many bucks in one morning, but boy, when you do, it passes the time so quickly, you don't have a chance to feel cold.
But you just never know. It feels like this morning, feels like it could happen at any time, because we have seen a lot of bucks up on their feet.
The wind persisted. You know, the morning started to shape up real pretty. The sun was starting to peek up over the horizon. Then all of a sudden, we see this beautiful 3-year-old coming right down the middle of the drainage. Well, he was acting a little bit suspicious, acting funny, looking over his shoulder. Looked as though there might have been a mature buck with him, but there was some brush, some trees there, some shingle oaks with the leaves on. We couldn't quite tell what was behind him.
I felt pretty good about the shot. I was a little concerned that it didn't pass through, but I think it hit his off shoulder. I think it lodged against the off shoulder, but it felt like a good hit, and it coacked him, boy.
Well, as we were collecting our gear and getting everything ready, trying to climb out, a little 1.5-year-old buck walks right under the tree.
That's when you know you're hunting the absolute perfect morning. And it's perfect. I'm trying to climb out of the tree after we just shot that deer. I'm gonna go look for blood, waiting on Mark. And that little buck walked right under us. You know, PSE has been a new addition and a new partnership for us, and we're really, really tickled to be with them. We feel as though their engineering staff and the quality of the product is just outstanding. It's fantastic. I've had tremendous luck with it. I've shot a number of does, and hopefully we'll find this deer. I think we will. I felt as though it hit him good. Well, we got the reserves coming. I see Mark and Aaron coming to give us a hand here. I've tracked him pretty much across this field. He's getting close to the timber, and I watched him. He was on a dead out run, balling a jack trying to get across this field, but I got good blood out both sides, so it's just hard to see in this grass. So we'll get Mark over here. He's got good eyeballs.
That's cool. Maybe he finally opened up. Oh yeah. Look up the tree.
There he is.
There you go. There you go. Down for the count. Congratulations, that's a stud.
Little brother come in and helped me with the blood trail, and now looking back, the deer probably didn't run maybe 100 yards. I can still see the tree from here, but I didn't hear him go down, so we always err on the side of caution, and as fortunate or luck would have it, we hit him in a 12 ring. The PSE did its job, the Rage did its job. I'll tell you what, it has been a long and trying season, and I said it, I think, in the tree there. It's been 60 days. I started September the 15th, hunted all through October. Here it is, November the 15th, and I finally got a buck on the ground. But this is a great deer, and I want to thank you. This is awesome. I really, really appreciate it. This is a big prize for me right now.
And the prize really to me is just to share it with you, number one, to where we're at right here in the middle of nowhere. Beautiful bluebird day. I mean, we don't get these moments enough as far as I'm concerned.
I'm exactly like you. We don't get to share it near often enough anymore.
Not enough.
So I hope we get to share many more like this one. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man.
The gates are open. Go kill some more, brother.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try.
That is an awesome buck, man. Great shot, great buck. That's what it's all about right there.
Right here, boy. Those bows shoot awfully, awfully good.
I'm pumped.
Got a lot of people to thank for something like this because it doesn't happen near often enough. But first and foremost, I'd like to thank Iowa DNR and Ross Harrison and the board of directors there that allow us to do what we do, particularly when it comes to promoting the state of Iowa. And I'm on a mission now. Besides harvesting a buck here in Iowa, I'm gonna try and get a doe. They were kind enough to issue the permit, and I'm gonna be kind enough to try and promote the state as much as we can.
When we do go out and we succeed by taking a doe in the late season or any time, we oftentimes take enough that we have meat all year for our families, and then we start to participate wherever we're at to share that harvest, help those people out that are less fortunate than us.
And whether you're participating in the Hush program that they have there in Iowa or Share the Harvest program like we have here in Missouri, it's a benefit, and it's a great benefit. It's an advantage that everyone ought to take.
Log on to the Iowa DNR or the Missouri Department of Conservation and find out how you can help just a little bit with Hush or Share the Harvest. A couple of statistics you might find interesting. Last year in Iowa for their Hush program, Iowa hunters donated over 5,000 deer to the Hush program. That equated to over 1 million meals donated to Iowa's less fortunate.
Well, I'm just getting the old TC Pro Hunter out. We're heading to Hadley Creek tomorrow morning to go out there. I've got a muzzleloader tag. So I'm pretty excited because last year I didn't draw. Just came off of our bow trip, and Chris and I took 2 slammers last week. Had a great hunt. So we've just been kind of hanging out. We shot some pool last few days and just not really done anything, waiting for this trip here. So I'm gonna check my TC out, make sure it's on, sight it in, and I tell you what, man, gotta be a pretty good sign, man, going to Hadley Creek Outfitters with a muzzleloader. Ben Rising. I'll call him later. As you can see, I'm about where I need to be. Maybe a pinch high, but I actually like shooting a high shoulder shot. That's what we always shoot. So I feel good. I have no excuses now except for to maintain control, trigger control, breathe, hope for the best.
November the 15th, the bucks are starting to fly, and it's time to head to Illinois. Gun season starts on the 16th. I'm meeting up with my favorite hunting partner, Taylor, and we're going to Hadley Creek to meet with Stacy Ward. Is this crazy?
Yeah.
Does Hadley Creek rock?
Hi, I'm Stacy.
Hi, I'm Taylor.
Nice to meet you.
Time to put the bow up, get that muzzleloader out.
Fun.
There you go.
So what does that do?
You make sure you got fire into the barrel. Pick a lucky bullet and put it in the little black case.
That way?
Yep, and then give it the lucky kiss, because it's going in your gun.
Cool.
You don't look like a hunter.
I know. Look at my shoes.
You look like a 12-year-old.
Yeah, I'm a 12-year-old.
Yeah, but I need to transform you into a 12-year-old killer.
On the weekends, I'm a hunter. And then during the school days, or during the weekdays, I'm a normal child.
Opening day of gun season in Illinois, November the 16th. The rut's in full swing. The setting, a beautiful biologic field with gorgeous hardwoods all around. You can just about bet how this one's gonna play out.
Pretty good buck, good buck, good buck.
Let the show begin. This doe looks like she's in heat, and this buck is not gonna let her go. We're shooting a Thompson Center Contender with a 250 grain shockwave bullet backed by only one 777 pellet. I want that buck within 100 yards.
Yeah, he's a shooter.
Buck stays out there, dogs all over. He stays at 130, 120, 150. He won't get within our effective range. We're not pushing this shot. He's gonna live for another day.
It's opening day of the first gun season, and I tell you what, we've got 25 degrees. We got a high pressure system sitting here, and there's a heavy frost on. Tell you what, I'm pretty excited. We're gonna go in here and hang a double set. It's about 4:30 right now. So I tell you what, there's no telling what's gonna happen, man. But we're gonna pack it in and sit all day and let the TC do the work. I tell you, the older I get, the fatter I get, and the uglier you get. You got that right. Well, we're perched up here in Brushy Ridge, and you know, deer moving right off the first bat. Got a nice buck over beside us, nice 3-year-old. I elected to pass him, and the next thing I know, Chris has got my attention. He's got a buck coming behind us. Hold on, I can't get him. Okay. Oh, that's a good buck. He's going that way. Stopped right there. Don't do it. Oh, he's coming. He's gonna go right there. Don't shoot. I can't get on him. You on him? No. I can't even see him. I can't see him, don't you? Okay, I'm on him, but I don't have good footage. Just wait. Come on, let me. I'm on him. Wait.
Hey.
You got it?
Yeah.
Damn, man. Oh. How about that for a muzzleloader hunt here at Hadley Creek, Pike County, Illinois? Man, it's a pig. We were sitting here in this draw this morning, and this pig comes cruising the rim right over on the side of the hill. And when I saw him, he was going away from me. So I grabbed my grunt tube and just hit him. It wasn't enough. So I was sitting there and I hit it a couple more times, and finally he got on the side of the ridge and stopped, and I went, hit the heat bleed, and he was looking, and I thought, you know what, the rut's over, it's that time of year. I went, that did it, son. He walked right down here, and finally, I mean, I had multiple opportunities to kill him, and Chris couldn't get on him. We finally picked him up here in the trees. We came right there, the last place I could have shot him. And I just smoked him right there with my TC Encore, man. I tell you what, man, you just, gosh, I love this feeling, man. Give me some, brother.
Good job, brother.
Yeah. Stands just right there. He was 51 yards, range after I shot, but he was standing right here. I'll be honest with you, I like that high shoulder shot, and for the life of me, I don't know how he didn't just fall and eat dirt right here, but he didn't. So there's a big draw right here, Dry Creek bottom. I bet you money he's laying. He's gonna be right down here somewhere. So we got blood right here, so it won't take too long. Aha, look, there's that white belly. Look, right there. Woo! Give me some.
Good job, bro.
Whew. Oh, it feels good when you find them. I hate it when they run off, especially when I'm using a gun. I like to drop them right where they're at. He didn't go too far, maybe 100 yards right down this draw. Laying right there. Well, I'll tell you what, it's hard to argue with success, and here it lies. I tell you, this time of the year, calling is so effective. It's November the 16th, and we're sitting here in a deep draw between a cedar thicket and a CRP field. And I tell you, these bucks are back up on their feet. It's November the 16th, and they're cruising again. They're looking for that last hot doe. This buck almost got by us, and Chris was having a hard time trying to get on him. When I saw him going away from us, I picked up my Mad growl, and I hit him a couple times and grunted at him. I got him to stop. I picked up my Mad doe bleed, hit him with it a couple times, and then I finished painting what we call an audio picture, and laid down with that snort wheeze. And I tell you, it was all that buck could stand. He came straight down to us and started working a scrape, and from there on, it's history. He ended up walking up, gave me a 51-yard broadside shot, and I laid it to him with the old 50 caliber TC Pro Hunter. And I tell you what, I just couldn't be any more happier. This has been an awesome experience with Hadley Creek Outfitters. And I tell you what, it's just memories like this that make you keep going every year, and I can't wait to get back next year.
Hi, I'm Joe Gizdick from Tall Tine Outfitters here in West Central Illinois.
My name's Carol Graham, and I came to Tall Tine Outfitters last year on a paid hunt, and I was going to be filmed by Joe Gizdick for a little competition he was in.
She and I hit it off real well, became very good friends, and in the end, we ended up dating.
We had a lot of things in common, and I had spoken with the local taxidermist. He said he'd take me on as an apprentice, so when I went back home, I told everybody I was moving to Illinois, and that's exactly what I did.
Kind of a convenient thing to have a girlfriend who is also a deer hunter and very passionate about what you do. On top of it, I'm a lucky enough guy that she's a taxidermist also.
It's been hard on me and my family back home, but I really, really love it out here. This is where I fit in.
Having Carol in camp and in my life has been a real blessing. She's taken real well to my 7-year-old daughter, Jordan.
She's really an awesome little girl. She's a lot like me when I was younger. Anytime I'm working on any skulls or anything, she is right there wanting to work with me. So now we're back in Illinois and we're hunting hard.
shot once, and he really didn't go far. I thought, oh my God, I missed him. So I shot him again, and then he only took like 2 steps and stood still. And just as I shot the 3rd time, he fell. So he's down. I don't know what he is. Joe thinks he's really big. This doe doesn't want to leave. She stood beneath us. I'm talking out loud, and she's beneath us. She doesn't want to leave his side. But he's down. He's down. He's good. I got myself my first Illinois buck. He's a giant. And I'm real happy about this. I'm so glad we came here today. I was just saying, I don't even think we're going to see anything. Boy, was I wrong. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, he's beautiful.
He was right on the tail of a doe, and he came running right in, 25 yards. I've been hunting so hard with a bow. And of course now the buck that I want to get comes in when I have a shotgun in my hand. So I shot him with a shotgun, which is fine. And I shot a couple times. The 3rd time actually that I shot, he was starting to go down. Just as I was squeezing the trigger, the gun went off and hit him in the antler as he went down. So he's got a good chunk missing out of his antler here. I don't know if you can see that. Didn't break clean through. It's got a nice big crack through it on the other side too. A little bit of lead burn, but that's repairable. But I'm super happy with this buck. I couldn't be happier. I mean, he had everything working. He's got character, 14 scoreable points, and I'm thrilled. I'm really thrilled with this buck.
Good night. One of my goals this year was to have Taylor enjoy something that I've loved to do over the years, and that was to go somewhere else for a hunt. How are you, Chuck? How you doing, Chuck? Nice to meet you. Congratulations. Thanks very much. I wanted to go over to Hadley just for her to experience what it was like to be in a hunting camp. How old is he?
5 2.5, isn't he?
2-year-old. I wanted her to see what it was like to have other hunters in camp. I literally had no idea just exactly who would be in camp when we showed up. Would you guys both take your caps off?
See, I shaved mine. Eric don't have any choice. Oh, that's not right.
It's living proof Chris is trying to look more like Eric.
Chris is one of the only guys I know that still cuts his own hair. Now, he really screwed it up.
The other day, I usually cut my own hair, and the other day I was cutting it, and I put the wrong guard on. I kind of screwed everything up, and this is the end result. Why do you keep laughing? You've seen it.
It gets funnier every time I look at it.
I'm a bloody idiot.
Yes, you are.
Over the last couple of years, Eric and I have been fortunate enough to share deer camps with a lot of pretty big names in the industry. And this weekend is no exception. We're here at Hadley Creek Outfitters in Pike County, Illinois, with none other than a true legend in the outdoor industry, Taylor Drury.
Every single deer that Taylor's ever killed, I've always been with her. And Eric says, you know what, why don't we split up? My buck's on the ground, I want to take Taylor. And Chris says, you know what, I don't have a tag till 2nd season, I'm going to film you. And I said, all right, good luck. I'll be thinking about you.
She's in great hands.
She's in good hands, I know that.
Give me some.
Taylor was all about it. She wanted to go with Eric. She wanted to ditch old Dad. If you're sitting outside, I want you to wear extra layers, okay?
You too, Eric. Good luck.
Worried,
worried Papa, huh?
Well, just, yeah, I feel like Tracy when I'm hunting with Taylor because you got to take care of everything. I'll be worried about her all night. I've never let her go by herself or with somebody else. So, new chapter for her and for me. Probably a bigger chapter for me than her. Chris and I go back to one of our old haunts. We go to the old brushy ridge.
We're trying to get to the pond if we can because there's deer all around and it's high noon and they're out here drinking. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's just like we never stopped hunting this pond. This pond was always red hot.
And it was a place that Terry and I had had success in the past. We sit up, the wind's right, and a few deer slip by. I'm looking at their gorgeous reflections, but all I could think about is Taylor.
The cool thing is that she's only about 13 feet off the ground. We've got her hung kind of low, and I get her up there, get her situated. We get her all cinched in with her safety belt, and I'm sitting up there above her, and I'm literally, within the first 5 minutes, at 2 o'clock, the parade starts. So Taylor is sitting here, a young lady who has just got ice in her veins. I mean, she's sitting here letting great bucks go. She's chilling out. She's not making any dumb movements. We didn't see the buck that we wanted, but Taylor was getting an itchy trigger finger, and I know what she's wanting to do. She's wanting to do some doe management.
Ears are ringing.
Way to go.
Thanks.
You've passed up some nice bucks this evening. What'd you just do? You just stand your shoulder. Hey, I bet you did better than your dad.
Yeah, I know. Because he would have texted if he would have come.
This is so cool sitting on the ground like this. I mean, these deer have literally been all over us and none of them have seen us. It's just awesome. It's gonna happen. Look at him, look at him.
Well, what an awesome evening, what an awesome hunt. It's an honor, a privilege to be able to hunt with Taylor because I'm the first person to film her kill a deer other than her father.
Proud of you, Taylor. You did awesome.
Thanks.
We never spooked a deer all night, did we? It wasn't easy, was it?
No.
Well, unfortunately, Chris and I had business to get back to. We had to go back a day early, so we have to go out of town. And we just elected, it was so late to leave the doe overnight, and Mark and Taylor picked up the trail the next morning. She didn't go 75 yards.
There she is. This is only my second doe with my muzzleloader, and it was pretty fun because it was the first time that I've ever hunted with someone else except my dad, so that was new for me. And now we still got one night, and so we're hoping that I can get a buck tonight to finish off my Hadley Creek hunt.
Find the doe. Chris and Eric depart. She and I've got a job to finish. She's still got that tag in her pocket, a buck tag. We'll see if we can't have some success.
Well, it's our last evening and it's kind of misting, so we're thinking that tonight might be the night. We've already had 2 does and a 2-year-old out here, so hopefully we can get it done before we leave.
We'll see, huh?
Yes. We will see.
What's your...
There's a doe.
Last day of the Illinois gun season. It's November the 18th, and I mean these bucks are rocking.
See him right there? He's gonna smell you. Leave that shut till you got a broadside. Leave it shut, he's gonna smell you. Shut it. Easy, easy, he's gonna smell you. He's a nice one. Okay, go ahead and open it and kill him. He's chasing that doe, they'll come back. Look down in those weeds, you see his rack.
Yeah, I see him.
Come on, big boy, walk your butt up here. He's rubbing a tree. Cool, see him? See him rubbing?
Yep, here comes another buck.
Which direction from him?
This right here.
Oh, big, big. Right there, right there. High long. High long.
Pylon. Yep.
Oh my God. Oh, my heart's about ready to come on. That was awesome. Oh my gosh. My heart is pounding. I don't think I've ever been so excited. We're gonna go back to the lodge and review the footage. We're gonna get Dave. We're gonna come back out here and hopefully get him recovered and get things going.
She's gonna lean forward.
East Coast.
Think so? She's right a little bit, and that's it.
Well, I'm getting a little worried. We've been looking for blood for a while and we're not finding any, so I am not a happy camper right now.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
They say so, that's blood.
We find the buck, mission accomplished. And what a weekend. We had a blast over there. Eric got his buck. Taylor took a doe, and then she topped it off with her oldest buck and her biggest buck that she's ever killed. And she did it all with one pellet and one 250 grain Thompson Center shockwave bullet. Proof that you don't have to shoot 3 pellets to kill a deer. We're gonna limit ourselves to that 100 yards. There's a little tip for anyone taking a youngster, a little sensitive to recoil. You can get it done. Don't shoot that deer past 100 yards, and by all means, make sure it's through the ribs.
I feel nothing but sponge in there. I mean, that bullet hits, and his whole side goes whoa. We went back and reviewed the footage. Stacy said dead deer. Dave said dead deer. Vic said dead deer.
I said dead deer.
Now I say big dead deer.
Yeah.
This sucker's huge, honey.
Definitely my biggest deer ever and first deer with a muzzleloader, so I'm pretty pumped. I want to thank Dave and Stacy for everything and all they provided him, and I really want to thank my dad for taking me out. And we made a promise that I will always hunt with him on youth seasons and now I guess whenever. So that is a promise to be kept.
Yeah, I think it's going to be easy for you to keep it because you get as excited as I do.
Yeah.
Good for you. Congratulations, sweetheart.
Thanks.
How about a little hug, huh? Good job, sweetie. First a bow buck, now a gun buck. What a dream season, huh?
I know, yes.
Good for you. Your best buck ever.
November 27th rolled around, and I was excited when Jeff offered to take me to a farm that he and I had an awesome encounter with a deer he nicknamed Lefty.
No more of the time me and Dave got up in the stand with a gun, Lefty walked right underneath us, and I wasn't going to tell Dave no, but I sure was glad when he passed that deer because this deer will make it, and he will be a special buck.
Well, we got up to stand, we got all set up, and I was pumped.
Jeff told me he'd film me this morning right at one of his farms. He's got a lot of pictures, a lot of nice deer. It's cold, it's frosty. We're gonna settle in here and see what happens.
Well, the first buck through was a real nice little 1.5 years. He got downwind of us. We were hoping the thermals would be working, but they wasn't working just quite yet, and he got our wind and he got out of there.
Mogi, here comes a buck down the holler. That was awesome. That's a nice buck. Man, Jeff, you've been hot, man.
Drilled him, didn't you?
I think I'm just a tad bit high. What makes me sick about it, Jeff, is I aimed a little high, but heck, he he was dead even with us.
Well, Dave got the buck stopped. I was able to get on him, and when he let that arrow go, I knew we'd accomplished what we'd set out to do.
We give him a couple hours, and we got down. The track job was short. He only went about 60, 70 yards. And what an end to an awesome season I've had. I was able to harvest. This is my second buck in Illinois. I went to Kansas, harvested the second biggest whitetail of my life, and I couldn't have had any better of a season. Jeff and I hooked up, come out this morning, come to one of his farms. He offered to film me. We got in a stand. First buck through was a real dandy, 1.5 years. And then not 5 minutes after he come by, this one come by. We made good on him. He's just a dandy buck. That tags me out, and we got all the gun season coming up, and I'm gonna try and repay the favor, and I'm gonna film Jeff the next 4 days. What an end of a heck of a year for us.
Our hunt starts in Virginia as we pack up our vehicle, head out, 16-hour drive straight out to Kansas.
Well, here we go. We're in Kansas again, and it's good to see nothing's changed. It's still a small town America. Everything looks the same. Life is steady, and I tell you what, I love getting here because it's a great time of year. It's Christmas time. Everywhere you look, I tell you what, man, it always gets everything set off the ground. I cannot wait to get those cameras out and see what we got to hunt.
Eric and I have both had good luck in Kansas, but Eric's luck has just been phenomenal out here, and I've been with him in all of his hunts. He killed that giant deer in 2004.
2005, I'm back in the tree in my super phone. I slammed a 146-inch 9-point right under the tree. 2006, and I slammed the absolute giant whitetail of all whitetails. That's what gets you to go to the tree day after day. Well, it's running late, but we just got our wildlife eye out. We're gonna start hunting tomorrow in a different spot. But we got our brush hog set up right here on the corner going into our food plot. It's biologic maximum, tons of turnips. Look at this trail coming right here. So we're gonna take inventory and we're good to go. Got 10 days to get this done.
Well, the first time we go check them, we are blown away.
We've got two familiar faces. Number one, we've got this giant 9-point. We call him the Big 7, and he's blowed into just an absolute monster 5-year-old. But on a farm this year, we've got Lefty, a deer that we haven't seen for a couple of years. He's a mega giant 10-point that will just absolutely give you a heart attack.
It's gonna be a fun week. You know, we were a little naive. We've had such good luck on this farm in Kansas that we honestly thought it was gonna be over in 4 or 5 days. We both have one on the ground with our bows. It didn't happen.
We've just not seen big buck movement at all. We've not even seen small deer movement. We're not seeing any movement. We've not even seen a shooter. We may have to switch down and move down to some of these bottoms, and I don't know. May have to take that encore. I don't know. There's no bucks walking by us though.
It was time to switch up. Just like every other year, when my luck's going bad, me and Eric switch, and it seems like that always works for us. And it was Eric's time to hunt, and he was going straight to that buzzard house with the Thompson Center.
I'm telling you, man, we have absolutely struggled. We came out here with the intentions of killing 2 bucks for new PSE and Drury Outdoors Bow Madness. We hadn't been able to get it done, man. I mean, we've hunted out here for 7 days, and the big deer just aren't moving. I don't know if it's because it's trickle rut. But anyways, I'm going tonight. The weather is perfect. We've got a giant 10-pointer on the farm again this year. And he's living almost dang near in the same place my last buck was. So with high pressure system sitting in here, 44 degrees, it's 12 o'clock. We're going to the buzzard house.
We're hunting in a buzzard house tonight, and this is a long range set. This is where Eric killed his big buck last year. And we think that big buck that we got on wildlife eyes living right in here, same area Eric killed his. Eric's got his Thompson Center tonight, but I brought my bow just in case something comes out in these beans within shooting range. It's a 1 in probably 10 billion shot, but I'm a pretty lucky guy.
Oh my gosh, Chris, that's a giant. At the edge of the woods right there. Man, he's out there though. That's a long way. That's that giant. Be
honest with you, my heart's beating so fast right now. He's about 250 yards. There's no way I'm going to chance a shot that deer. He's going to have to get in here decently. 150 yards, or I'm not going to chance it. You want to try it? What are you talking about? Hell, I mean, he's going to probably stay up in that corner.
Well, he's going up through there. You know, Chris has been with me hunting hard for the last 4 years, and I tried to pass off the gun to him.
Here, just get the gun. Kill him. Oh, I don't need what you need to. Here, get the gun. Seriously. When he gets up here, Chris, you're going to have to... I don't want to kill him. No, go ahead. I'm not going to kill him. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. Well, you offered it to me one time, so I'm paying you back. Here, kill him. I ain't killing him.
You know what? He wouldn't take it, and you know, I'm trying to get settled in. I don't know if I can do it or not.
Of course I want to kill him, but I'm not going to do that. Just swap off. No.
Well, this buck gets up to the end of the field, and it's eating some biologic, and the next thing I know, there's a few does in front of us in the wheat, and brother, here he comes. He breaks from 250 yards, comes all the way over to 120.
He's done. If you ever wondered what the true meaning of a friend is, he's right there. Phew. I can't help it. I offered it to him, but I don't know. I don't know why it's all coming to me. I have no idea. But it is. It's a giant, giant deer. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited. You got Chris here, one of our good friends hunting him, and this is the first time I've hunted. And Chris was nice enough to let me hunt, but it was one of them situations where you got a deer like that, and we got about 2 or 3 days left, so all we got left to hunt. Hunted tonight, and Chris, he's as much yours as he is mine. Because you'd have killed him too, but he's done.
Good job, brother.
Thank you. He's a giant. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. Oh, he is a giant. Gosh, he is a giant deer laying there.
Well, I've done it, man. Another giant whitetail in my TC Encore. I tell you what, he is a pig, and I couldn't be any happier. What I love about deer hunting is hunting with a good friend. You know what? Chris is a great friend. Every big deer, biggest deer in my life, I've been with him when I harvested it, and tonight was no different. A true friend. A guy that I offered 6 different times to hand off the gun to harvest a deer of a lifetime, and he wouldn't take it. And let me tell you something, son, that's what it's all about. Well, here we sat the next day after I shot this buck last night. We ran out of light last night, so we got him out here. You know, I tell you, it's humbling to sit behind a giant like this. Last year I shot an awesome buck, almost to the same script, in the same shooting house, same field. Deer was just living in the same spot as this buck, and this year I come out here, this is 07, and get tons of wildlife out of this deer. This is a giant deer. This deer's got 11.5 G2s, 10-inch G3s. He's got big 5.5-inch circumference measurements. I mean, he's an absolute giant. He's 6.5-year-old, fully mature whitetail, and he slipped up last night. At 5 o'clock, he stepped into a biologic food plot that we've got down there. And you know, I didn't think we were actually gonna get a crack at this buck because we've hunted 7 days and not seen him on his feet during daylight. But he strolled all the way over to 120 yards, and I laid the smack down on him with that TC Encore. And I tell you what, man, I'm going home with an absolute giant Kansas buck, and who knows what next year holds.
We hope you've enjoyed Whitetail Madness.
It's a year-round quest. It's a year-round obsession. It is a madness. The whitetail season is a 12-month adventure.
You know, it starts all the way there in shed season, all the way right into the rut.
We can't wait for it to get here, and then it passes oh so quickly.
There's a lot goes into Whitetail Madness.
We appreciate the fact that you will allow us into your living room, and we thank you for choosing a Drury Outdoors production. Thanks for watching Whitetail Madness 11.
As we always say, we created it for you.